Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Modded with myself, Lewis. I hope you're all very well. And I have done a few things around the place. You can see I've made this very cool building right here, where this is going to be my smelting room. This is where all the amazing ore smelting is going to happen. At the minute though, we only have a couple of furnaces, so we're not doing too well, but I've made it and it looks quite nice. I think it looks okay. And yeah, it's looking nice. Our bees are doing fairly well. We've been collecting some bits and bobs from them. We've got a few drones and princesses in here. We've got the modest ones and that sort of stuff, and some nice combs. And what else have we done? I've managed to make myself a pickaxe and a rapier and a mattock out of some iron that we found. So, you know, that's not too bad. These guys are pretty cool, and obviously we can upgrade them and we can fix them using our tool station. So I'm quite happy with that. And the rapier does quite a bit of damage, so does the mattock. If I put them... Oh, I'm not going to... Hold on. Let's get rid of this. And we'll put them in here and it should tell us. Let's put them in this one actually. Tool station. Bam. There we go. Nope, doesn't look like it wants to tell us. Oh, there we go. So this guy has a mining speed of 6.0 and a harvest level of redstone. There we go. Very nice. Mattock. And modifiers remaining is free. We haven't used any modifiers yet, but we will. This guy here does 4 damage. Pretty nice. Doesn't do any damage. Our pickaxe now does 6.0 mining speed, which is pretty good. Redstone and modifiers are mining free. So we've got some modifiers that we can use, but I haven't found anything that I can actually use as a modifier just yet, but we will eventually. But today is going to be all about getting a little bit of mining on the go and just kind of tidying the place up and getting some machines and whatnot built, just so we can start getting some basic stuff on the go. I've been tending to my little area here, so we've got a few bits and bobs. You know, we've got some more reeds, some more string and whatnot, and down here is a seed that I found from, if I can find it. It's probably not going to give me one now. Oh, there we go. Yay, from one of the mods we got in, we have cantaloupe, coffee, and a few other cool seeds and whatnot that we can use. So yeah, good times. Loving all of those. Get some really cool, weird stuff on the go. Love it. So the first thing I want to go and do is make a place to keep all our bees. And we're going to do that by making an apiarist chest. And this guy is pretty cool. We need a bit of glass. And we need a regular chest as well, I think. So we'll chuck you in here. Like that. And let's just double check on here. I'm pretty sure it is just a regular chest. Yes, it is. There you are. Cool. Make one of you guys. Actually, while we're here, we'll make another thing as well quickly, because we do need something else. I'm going to take you and we'll make some sticks and bam, pocket crafting table. Much easier. Much easier. Now we can do this and we can craft. Very nice. Bam. So we can put you like that. Let's go grab our glass, and now we should be able to make our apiarist chest. And this guy is really cool. He stores all of your bees for you in a very nice place. Oh, there we go. So what was it again? It was that, with that, and some combs. Bam, giving us an apiarist chest. Cool. So let's put this down, and then we can put all our bees in there and keep them nice and safe. Take you all out of here. There we go. These guys will all just fit in here quite nicely. It does do quite, it's pretty cool because you've got 5 pages worth, and it does tell you the different types of species that you've made. So, or it doesn't tell you, but it gives you a good indication of how many there are. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Let's see if these guys have actually produced any more stuff. Yeah, got some more honeycomb. Nice. We're going to have to eventually get around to building some of the forestry machines so we can actually use some of these guys. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do a couple of things. I'm going to put you in there. I'm going to see if I've got any regular saplings. We might do, or might not. Yeah, we got an oak sapling. So we're going to take you, and we'll take some bone meal. And I really want to get started on some of the mods as early as possible. So that way, when we actually come to using them and playing with them, it's all good in the hood. So I'm going to put you down, and bam, jungle sapling. And we'll take you, and we'll put you here. Bam, there's another tree. Cool beans. Oh, is this blocking these guys? Yeah, it is. Oh well. We'll come around and sort that out eventually. I don't think that's too bad. I can't believe that got right in the way just then as well. I'm going to need to get right up there, aren't I? maybe we'll do that later. The thought was there, but basically we're going to start breeding trees and getting that on the go as soon as possible, so that way when it does come to using some more advanced machines in forestry, we've already got a good backlog of breeded trees and new saplings on the go. Eventually I want to get some walnuts and some other cool things like that, and then we can start getting a real good amount of seed oil on, because the forestry update that just came out, seed oil is a lot more, you get less for your seeds, so you need to start using decent seeds now. So we'll put you in there, and the rest of these guys can just go in here. Very nice. Cool beans. Alright, so let's go find a nice mine and get some materials that we're going to need. Oh, and the dolphin's really nice. And then we'll come back and do a little bit of construction, I think. That sounds good. Hey, look what I found. Some diamonds. Whoop, whoop. We've been down here for a little bit, and I'm just going to take these guys now, because actually I'm right on top of lava. Just want to double check. You never know. Woo, there we go. So we got 3 diamonds. Great success. Now I've been down here for a little bit. I found a very nice ravine actually quite close to home. If we can see the marker. Yeah, it's only 238 in that direction. Oh, something's blowing up around me. And I found a decent amount of stuff. We've got some gold, some ferrous, some iron, some copper, quite a bit of tin because we do need tin. And I actually found a dungeon as well. I managed to pick myself up a logic matrix, some cocoa beans, all that good stuff, and a slime, which was very helpful because we're going to need slime balls and whatnot. So doing fairly well, I think. I might actually come back up soonish, I think, because I don't really need too much more. Oh, hello there. Oh, okay, right, he's gone. Good times. Yeah, I might come back up soon. Yeah, I don't think I need much more now. Maybe a little bit more gold, and then we'll come up. There's also something I want to build before we get onto machines as well, so I think we will do that next. Now, before we head up, there's one last thing that I want to show you guys with Tinker's Construct, and that's to do with the modifier system. So we now have 1 diamond, and oh geez, hello Mr. Skeleton, you're going to go in the lava. You can go in the lava. There we go. Yes, we are going to show off the modifier system. So with this, with our pickaxes and things like that, we can add stuff to them to make them better. And if we put that in here, you can see that we currently have 3 modifiers available. Now, I need some of this obsidian down here to make some very cool weapons. So what I'm going to do is, instead of making a full diamond pickaxe, I'm going to go ahead and take my pickaxe and add 1 diamond, and bam. There we go. So you can see that the durability on this guy's gone up by 500, and we can now mine obsidian. Pretty cool, right? I like it. Let's give it a try. It's going to take ages, as normal. Actually, there are some other things that we can put on here, I guess. So we have lapis. Let's have a look, shall we? Bam. So redstone, if I put that on there, you'll see that every time I do that, my mining speed is going up by 6.32. Let's just throw a load on here. Don't worry, there's loads of redstone around here. So that now brings it to, what have we got? 7.2. Let's see how this goes for us. This should work. Well, it's definitely faster on the cobble, but obsidian's always going to take ages no matter what. Alright, so we're back, and I think it's time to start actually making some bits and bobs. So I've been busy smelting up some of my bits. Didn't want to smelt up all of it, purely because I don't want to go ahead and kind of use all my goods up too early before we manage to double any of them with like a pulverizer, because I'm going to go down the build craft route. I think that's probably the best route to go down, and I've just been checking on my bees as we've been going. Managed to get myself a common queen, which is pretty nice. We've got some common drones, so we're slowly making our way through the whole bee cycle, and I've got some more honeycombs as well, which would be great to use very soon, but I do need some build craft power before we can do anything like that. Now, there's a few things I'm going to make beforehand. The first one is going to be a fabricator, because I personally cannot live without a fabricator. So I'm going to go ahead and make a fabricator, because they are the best thing in the world. Let's bring out our crafting table. We're going to need a few bits for this. So we're going to need some stone bricks. We're going to need some of these guys, which I cooked up earlier. We're going to need some, what else are we going to need? Let's bring it up in here and have a gander. We need to make some some of these guys, the engineering bricks first, and these are just redstone with the blue and that sort of stuff, so that's not too bad. So let's go ahead and make some of these guys, and we'll just use our pocket crafting table for the time being, although we're very soon going to move straight onto the minium stone because I have loads of shards of minium, so that is probably the best thing to be doing, I think. So here we go, putting all the Zycoridite stuff in there. Bam, there we go, cool beans. Alright, so we've got that. Now what else do we need? We need a crafting table, and that's pretty much it. And I'm pretty sure I have a crafting table on me, which we no longer need, so we'll just use this guy. So you can go there, there's the engineering blocks, wasn't it? And then we had, was it some Zycorium or something up the top? A bit of iron, okay, we need iron. Okay, we'll take a bit of iron. But once this is done, we're not going to have this problem because I'm going to link it directly to this chest, so everything should be good in the hood then. So iron, crafting table, our bricks like so, and a bit of stone. Bam, gives us a fabricator, one beautiful fabricator. And I'm going to plonk this guy here for the time being, and now he's associated with this chest. So everything that's in here is associated with our fabricator, which is very beautiful. I think I should probably go ahead and put a switch on it, or a boot on, just so that way we can put it onto this mode here, pulse mode, so I don't go using up all my goods instantly. That's always something you've got to be a bit wary about when it comes to fabricators. Awesome job. Now the next thing I want to go ahead and do is make a minium stone, because I can't live without my minium stone. I would go insane. So we need all this stuff here, so let's just go ahead and throw it in our fabricator. Bam, there we go. And there we go. One insert stone. Now we need to make it into one of these guys, and I'm not going to be lazy because I can do that from here. So we'll just use you again, and we'll pop you in here with all our shards of amazing minium, and kapow, we have a minium stone, like a total boss. Now this guy can just, oh no, he can go in there. There we go. And oh, I do need to change my bindings, which I'll do very soon, so we'll have to leave that one for the time being, but I'll change my bindings in the next episode, because at the minute it's bound to C, which is going to cause a problemo, but we'll soon sort that one out. I didn't even know Coral Reef had its own section. That's pretty cool. Alright, so next up on the agenda, now we've got all of the basic bits out of the way, is actually making a way to produce power. Now I was a little bit kind of weary over which engine I want to go through, because obviously Buildcraft uses engines, and I've got a few different types of steam engines that I can use. I'm actually going to go with the thermal expansion steam engine instead of a hobbyist steam engine, purely because the thermal expansion does put out more Minecraft joules per tick. It's something like 0.4, but you do have the whole problem of it might overheat. It won't explode, but it'll turn off and then you've got to hit it, but that's not a problem because this isn't actually on a server, so if I do decide to turn it off, then I have to turn it off anyway, so that's fine. Now the first thing we're going to need to go ahead and make is we're going to make, let's go in here, we need an aqueous accumulator. That's always the first thing to make. I guess really we should do it over this guy. So we need an aqueous accumulator. And to do this we need one of these guys. Probably got enough of that in there. Yep, we have. Then we need a machine frame. Bam, got all of that stuff. And now we just need to make the finished product, which means we need a bucket. That's fine, I'll make a quick bucket. Actually, but do you know what, we'll just make it in there because we are plain lazy like that. There we go, beautiful. And now we can throw this in there, and bam, there we go, one aqueous accumulator. That is so easy. That is redonkulously easy, like almost too easy. Now I'm gonna grab, because we're gonna need some waterproofing, so let's get a bit of, and I had some rose red on me. Is it still in it? Yeah, it is, cool. So we'll pop you in here with our minium stone. Let's turn this into rose red first, actually. There we go, that would help. And you're gonna work? Maybe not. Maybe it needs to be actually done. Oh, okay. About my key bindings being changed, I can't really do too much. Come on. Come on. Alright, so I went and got myself a nice bit of this cactus, and I'm just making it into cactus green so I can go ahead and make myself some waterproof piping. Very nice. Now I've got some silver, just been cooking that up, gonna throw that in here, and this is the recipe that we're looking at for these steam engines. We're gonna need, I want 3 of these guys because 3 is generally a decent kind of amount that you're gonna need. So let's go ahead and make 3 of these quickly. So 1, 2 and 3. Oh, one more. There we go, cool. Now we're gonna need 6 of these. So let's put our wood in there. Have we actually got any wood in there as well? I don't think we have. That's alright, I got some in my backpack. Let's take some out of here. Turn this into sticks. Bam, there we go. You can go in there. We got cobble in there. Yeah, we got tons of the stuff. Nice. So we need, how many did I say? Six of these guys. So 1, 2. There we go. Beautiful. Now I need to change these into the iron. Oh no, wrong one. Steam engine. Yeah, copper. So these guys. There we go. So we can just set this to auto for these guys. There we go. Beautiful. Now we need to make some of the copper gears. So we're getting there slowly. Bam. There we go. Oh, we're gonna need more copper, aren't we? Let's put some more copper in the furnace. There we go, cool. So we've almost got enough of those guys. We need to make some pistons. That's all good in the hood. So we're going to need 3 of these guys. And I don't think I have any more wood in me in here, but that's fine. I got a load in my bag. So we'll just throw that in there, like that. Bam. It gave us 4 because I left it turned on. Brilliant. That's why you always make sure it's on pulse. You can go back in here, bam, like that. And we were too short, weren't we? That's fine. So we've got that, we've got those. We need 3, 6, 9 copper on the top, so that's going to take a minute to cook away. While we're doing that, I'm going to make the pipes. So we want to make some regular, let's just go with cobblestone, because cobblestone pipes are just the easiest pipes, aren't they? So that's just regular cobble and glass. So we'll take some of this and some of this, and we'll just make it, oh no, we'll make it over here because I can't use my minium stone at the minute because I need to change my key bindings. There we go. So you can go in there. We'll just do 7 because that's the amount that we actually have. There we go, cool. Wow, Jesus Christ, we've got 48. I forgot it doubles those ones up. That's all good. That's all good in the hood. So we'll join these with our waterproof piping, give us 7 of those. Let's go double check, see how our copper's doing. Should be doing pretty well. Yeah, he's doing very nicely. We want to make another one of these guys. Bam, there we go. Cool, so we've got 6 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these. And the last thing is the finished product, which is the steam engine, which is this guy here. Booyah. So we need quite a bit more copper. 5. Get in there slowly. 6, amazing. Probably going to build this outside on one of these sides. Let's figure out which place is going to be best. I was thinking of doing it on the far side, but I think because we haven't got much waterproof piping, we're not going to be able to get it looking perfect. I'm just going to make a bucket, and then this way we can carry some water over to where we're going to have it. Have I got any spare iron? Yeah, I've got spare iron. That's all good. That is fine. And we'll just make a quick bucket. Like so. Actually, we'll make 2 because you always need more, don't you, than you actually have. Cool beans. And we should have all of our copper done now as well. Bam. There we go. So that should be enough copper. Yes, it is. And there we go. 3 steam engines. Perfection. So we got these guys. You can go back in there. Glass can go back in there. All of that can go back in there. And we'll take our accuracy accumulator and all this good stuff. And see if I can make my way over here. Yeah, like a pro. Now I want it kind of down here, I think. So let's get rid of some of this dirt. I'll use this guy. There we go. Now the building layer is on this layer, so I'm going to expect it to be around about here, I think. It's probably a good place to have it. So I want to try and build it so that we're not losing out on too much. So if we put it, say, here, and then fill all either sides with liquid, that's probably the best way of doing it. So we'll fill you there, and put this guy here, like that, like the pro that he is. And we'll put these guys like this, and we need another 2 here. And now we're good to fill it up with water. Should be perfectly fine. There we go, 2 buckets full of the amazing liquid, and we'll put you across here like that. 1 more. Oh, there we go. I just need 1 more, and we should be in good standing. Cool. Right, so you should be filling up very nicely. Yes, you are. We're going to put our buckets down, put some of these guys in here, because that's how we roll. There we go. Could probably fit it out on the sides, actually. Yeah, we'll do it that way. There we go. Cool. And I am going to make myself in a minute a crescent hammer, because we're going to need one of those guys to be able to move any of the machines that we have. Now there is a slight change in the crescent hammer recipe as well, which is quite nice, in which that we don't actually need a diamond for it, which is beautiful. Let me show you. It used to be a bit of an annoying recipe, but it's not too bad now. We just need this, so bam, one crescent hammer, very nice. Alright, so we've got these guys, we have our steam engines, so these guys can go across here, like this, and we need to change it so we have electrical piping as well. We need wood ones first, so we'll just go ahead and make these guys. We'll make it in here, why not? So we need wooden pipes, and then we'll change these guys into electrical pipes. There we go. Ooh, probably should put this in here actually, shouldn't I? That would be a good idea. Bam, there we go. We need to change these into conductive piping, which is you. There we go, just make a load of these. There we go, we've got 4. Maybe a few more. That'll do. 4 will do. So we'll put you along here, like this, like the boss that you are. There we go. So that's now going to go into there. We need to get some regular piping as well. So we've got our cobblestone, we have our cobblestone transport pipes. So let's change these into stone conductive pipes, or we can go with golden conductive pipes. These guys are pretty cool. Let's see if we've got enough to make some of these. Yes, we have. And now we'll change these into the gold conductive pipes, and we'll just go ahead and do that. Bam, like that. And now we should be fairly decent. Kapow, kapow. And these guys are filled up with liquid, so they're looking pretty spiffing. Just got to decide where I want my machines now, really. So I'm guessing we should have our machines standing in front of all of it here. I might need to move it back a little bit, but I think it's looking fairly decent to put all our machines and whatnot in here, and then we can go ahead and actually get some good things on the go. Have we got any stone in there? Yeah, I think we've got some stone in there and some sticks and bits and bobs. Wicked. Alright, so I'm going to get my machines prepared, and we'll be, I might have a sleep as well because it's a bit dark, and then we'll be right back just to wrap this episode up. Alright, so I've quickly gone ahead and made the last couple of machines that I wanted, a powered furnace and a pulverizer. You guys know the recipes for these, come on, they're really easy, you should know these ones, so I don't need to go showing them again. So we're going to put these down, and we want to use our pulverizer first, which is this guy, so we'll just pop you on here, and our powered furnace here, and I'm going to set the output on this guy, so all the orange goes into here, like that, like a pro. And have we got enough stuff on us to make a chest? Yeah, of course we have. Let's make a quick chest. Oh god, I really sort my minium stone so I can actually properly use it. There we go. And one chest, like a pro. Okay, right, so you can go there. We'll have you as the output. Oh, there we go. And you're going to be the input. Very nice. And now you should be totally configured to work. Let's try and get some power in you. Bam, there we go, powering up. Beautiful. Now the last thing I want to do before we call it a day, you might have noticed I have loads of brick and sand on me, I went on a brick and sand mission, is we're going to make a quick coal coke oven, because we're going to need some coal coke if we're going to be using a lot of the coal and all that sort of stuff. I'm definitely going to need that one. So we got this. We need to make quite a few of these guys. I think it's something like 26 bricks. So let's feed them in at a time and just see how well we do. I'm going to put this on auto. So we have 12. Let's put these guys in here. It's 25. Almost there. Been cooking up a bit more. And for a few more in here. 26. 26. Let's see if that's right. I think it's 26. It might be a couple more. That's fine. We'll just throw it down here and see what happens. So I'll put you like this. And then we'll have a couple on here. Yep, there we go. Bam. Coke oven. Love it. Let's go grab some coal and throw that in here. And coal, when it's changed into coal coke, is brilliant because it has a much higher energy potential and it's much better at burning, so it lasts a lot longer, which is brilliant. But this guy does take ages to do anything, so really, if you're on a server, make your coke oven as quickly as possible and just leave it to do its thing. It will reward you eventually, and you'll get creosote oil from it as well. If you're not using if you're not going to use creosote oil, just remember that if this fills up, it won't burn anymore. So plug a void pipe into the top or something and get rid of it. If not, drain it off into a tank, and then you can use it for some of your railcraft stuff later on, because you'll need that for tracks and all that sort of good stuff. So let's power this guy up and make sure that he is working. There we go. And the good thing with all the thermal expansion stuff as well is if they're running low on power, they'll actually turn down their power consumption, so that way you're not going to go running out. But we're going to get a nice amount of power from these. Like I say, I've just got to keep my eye on them to make sure that they don't overheat. But if they do, it's not too bad, because we just got to give them a slap with our crescent hammer, and everything will go perfectly fine, and all the good things will happen. And this is our first little piece of thermal expansion. Iron, there we go, beautiful, awesome. Alright guys, so we're going to leave this for this episode here. We've done quite a bit, we've got a load of ores and stuff on the go. My bees are looking good, just changing up some commons here like this, like a pro. Thinking in the next episode we might go ahead and put some forestry stuff in here, because we need to start actually doing stuff with our bees, because half the time I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm just throwing bees willy-nilly. So yes, but we're getting a decent amount of them, and I'm getting some good combs. We need to start using these combs as well soon for some bee stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. All right, guys, I'll see you soon for another episode. Have a good one, and goodbye.